What is going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. On this video, we are going to be examining 3 key takeaways from the New York Yankees Cleveland Guardians Game 2 of the American League Division Series. Limiting this to just 3 was a little bit difficult because there was quite a few things that you can take away from this game for the New York Yankees. Not a lot of it was positive, but we will try to look at the bright side by the end of this video. And if you didn't see the news yesterday, stick around to the end to find out about our new partner here at the Baseball Banter Broadcast. So let's begin with takeaway number 1. Now, the first takeaway I had about this game is actually a reflection of the last 2. The first 2 games of this series, we would see our leadoff hitter, our captain, our superstar Aaron Judge really struggle. And to me, these struggles have continued really since he hit home run number 60. And since he hit that home run, tying Babe Ruth, this has been kind of a bit of a decline from Aaron Judge. Throughout this first 2 games, Judge is 0 for 8 with 7 strikeouts and 1 walk. And while some of the calls against Judge have been a little questionable in this series so far, there's no doubt about it that a 7 strikeout to 1 walk rate for this player, for Aaron Judge, is out of the norm. It's out of his character. And the simple fact is that we had a ground out instead of a strikeout as one of his final outs of the second game. And we have to look at that as a positive. Aaron Judge finally putting the ball into play doesn't really bode well for the New York Yankees if all he's been able to do for the 2 games is strike out 7 times, walk once, and put 1 ball into play. Now, because of trying to look at this in a more positive light, in a more Yankee-esque way, to be able to look at the bright side for my very own New York Yankees, the fact that Judge would finally put the ball into play kind of relax himself a little bit, because it's not so much pressure now on him to hit a home run. Because at this point, the Yankees were down by 2 runs, and there really was no pressure for Judge to come up with a big game-tying home run because there was nobody on base for him to help tie the game. Yes, if Judge hit a home run, it could have got us closer. But if Judge got a base hit, it could have got us closer. So Judge finally putting the ball into play is the positive note that I'm going to try to take from this. But there's no doubt that Aaron Judge has continued to struggle since hitting home run number 60. And I think that for the Yankees now going into Cleveland, kind of getting away, can sometimes bring the team together and can sometimes really give a player like Aaron Judge, he knows he's going to get booed on the road. So being able to kind of go into that environment and not have to really think about it, to me, hopefully we see a much more positive game from Aaron Judge in game number 3. As we look at the second takeaway, the Yankees would have one of their August struggles follow them once again, and they had some serious trouble with runners in scoring position. I think that when you look at the way that this game went down, there were several opportunities for the Yankees to score, to be able to go ahead and win this ball game in the regulation 9 innings, not even getting to the fluky 10th inning that we played. Because in reality, and I guess I don't really have to go into full details here, but the 10th inning really wasn't a product of Jameson Taillon. Jameson Taillon gave up a bloop double to Jose Ramirez, and with the error, he made it to third. You knew at that point they were going to score. Cleveland may not hit the ball out of the ballpark, but they play solid fundamental baseball. One of the best things about Terry Francona as a manager is his belief in the fundamentals. This is an old school manager, and while he understands and uses the new school analytics to his best interest, he's still an old school manager at heart and really preaches those fundamentals. So you knew it was going to happen. You knew that we're going to score that run. and it just came collapsing down for the New York Yankees in the 10th inning. But before that, the Yankees had several opportunities with runners in scoring position to be able to really put themselves in a position where they didn't have to rely on one run, where they didn't have to go into the 9th inning or the 10th inning being tied. There were several opportunities for the Yankees to score. I believe that they were 0 for 9. Let me look it up right now for you. 0 for 9 or something ridiculous like that with runners in scoring position. So when you're dealing with opportunities and you don't come up with the key pieces. So the Yankees were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position and left 11 men on base. You're not going to win ball games, especially not in the postseason, when you're incapable of getting a base hit with runners in scoring position. Now, that's not to say that the Guardians were all that better, but they were. They were 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Those two provided the 2 runs that the Yankees were unable to get, thus causing the Yankees to lose the ball game. So there's very little question that the woes that the Yankees would face when it came to runners in scoring position during that absolute decrepit stretch in August reared its ugly head once again. Now, again, the Yankees going into Cleveland, this is a place where they have been pretty successful. This is another opportunity for them to kind of get back on the right track, get back to playing that fundamental baseball. Instead of trying to hit the 3-run home run with no one on base, just try to get a base hit. Gleyber Torres in the first inning would have, absolutely awful looking swing, but it resulted in what you needed. Contact off of a very tough pitcher to be able to put the ball in play, and good things happen. Anthony Rizzo off of a very difficult Emmanuel Clase late in the game. Put the ball in play. Got it over Ramirez's head. This is the type of baseball that you have to play in the postseason if you want to be successful. You have to just put the ball into play, because when things happen, it's because the ball was put into play. So for the Yankees, being able to do something to get a base hit of some sort with runners in scoring position is going to be very important for the next couple of games. And the third and final takeaway from Game 2 of the American League Division Series between the Yankees and the Guardians is the Guardians are not going down easy. They're not going down without a fight. While they may be Major League Baseball's youngest team by average age in 2022, they're playing with the poise of a veteran team that is playing with nothing to lose, because that's really what's happening here, right? And when you look at the way that this team has come together, the Guardians, when you look at how the Guardians have come together, they are absolutely playing with a level of excitement, of joy, of passion for the sport. And you're not seeing those long faces even when they're down. They're just playing with an air of just jubilance that you're not seeing from the Yankees. And yes, there's a difference in terms of the pressure. The Yankees are expected to win this series. The Yankees are a World Series favorite. The Guardians were not looked at as even a postseason team by most prognostications before the season started. But here they are. And why? Because they play baseball the right way. They go about it the correct way. And they go out there and they have fun. Oscar Gonzalez, right fielder for the Cleveland Guardians, walk-up song is the SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. And why? When they asked him, because this is a kid's game. It's a reminder of what these millionaire athletes are actually doing. They're playing a child's game. And Cleveland is doing exactly that. So the Guardians are not going down easy. They're not going down without a fight. And right now, series is tied 1-1. Going into game 3 now becomes a best of 3 situation, a wild card round essentially at this point, with 2 of the 3 games, if they go all 5, being held in Cleveland. And while the Yankees are still the favorite, and while it may not affect them in the way that you would expect necessarily, the Yankees' backs are against the wall right now. Because if you come out with this team with a payroll that was over $250 million, with Aaron Judge having the career year that he had, with 62 home runs, the American League and Yankee single season home run record, and you get dropped by the Guardians, there's going to be a lot of questions there. There's going to be a lot of questions asked up and down the roster, up and down the front office, and we're likely going to see some changes. So for the Yankees, there's a lot of pressure here. Like I said, their backs are against the wall, even though it may not seem like it or feel like it to most people. But there's very little question in my mind that that's exactly what's happening. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know your thoughts, your feelings, Yankee fans. What are you feeling about this series now that it's a best of 3 scenario heading into Cleveland? Guardians fans, tell me how you're feeling now. Best of 3 heading home. What are your thoughts, your feelings? Let me know that down in the comments, or you can find me over on Twitter at banter_baseball. Now, as I alluded to in the beginning, we have a new partnership here with Lids, and you can save yourself 25% off your order by using the promo code LIDS25 when you click the link down in the show notes below, in the description below. A partner, like I said, Lids is a partner of the Baseball Banter Broadcast, and we are super hyped and excited to have them be a part of our team here. So we want to thank you guys. Like I said, Lids25, use the link down below in the show notes to take you to the page and be able to get 25% off your order. And if you want to save even more, head over to baseballbanterbroadcast.com. Use the promo code Yankees to save 10% off your order on our merchandise shop. Keep it locked in to our entire JLMG family with WeSibs, the Granite Geek Show, and of course here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting the subscribe button on all 3 channels. And make sure you keep it locked in all season as we continue to look at the latest news, notes, and my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions on the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.